Hey, and welcome to a new video. This is the first in a new series I'm calling Pop Hospital. Now you may be asking yourself, what is Pop Hospital? Well, Pop Hospital is a thing that exists because in a video I filmed recently, I haven't uploaded yet, I discovered this. I opened up the Hulk and discovered that he's not even attached to his body. Now, I could just go ahead and put some glue on here and try and reattach his head and get him looking right, but I'm not a huge fan of bobbleheads. So what I was thinking is I would get some modeling clay and fill up the little orifice in here and then take his spring off, maybe leave it on, I'm not sure, I think taking it off would be better. So let's take this off here, and then with all the clay shoved in here, then shove his peg in and give it a week to dry and come back and see how it looks. However, this is the only Hulk I have, so I do happen to have one duplicate, and that would be Iron Man right here. I have two Iron Man. So what I'm going to do is, this one's in better shape, I'm going to keep him as is, and we are going to perform some surgery on the Iron Man here. We're going to shove his head full of modeling clay. We're going to allow it to dry for about a week. We're going to come back and see how it went. So let's get started. So rip, destroy the Iron Man. I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that really love that. But quite frankly, if you're collecting pop vinyls and expecting to resell them one day and make a ton of money, well, you're going to be in for a sad, disappointing surprise in the future. You know, the same way you sold all your Pogs and your sports trading cards and your Beanie Babies. Anyway, there is Iron Man destroyed. There's his spring that will no longer spring anything. Now I have this dust clay. We're going to fix him with dust clay. So let's just dig in here. Set Iron Man there. Here's our inspiration, the beheaded Hulk. We'll just set him there. Set the beheaded Iron Man. Yeah, here's a Hulk with Iron Man head. It's Iron Hulk or Hulk Man. So here's our clay. This dries white, and what I was thinking is that when this dries, if I'm really anal about it, then I could just paint it. But for now, we're just going to shove this head full of clay and shove his peg in and give it a week. See what happens. I tested out just a sliver of this stuff to see what the drying time is like, and it takes a little while to dry, and it was just, as I said, a really small piece of clay. So I'm figuring if I give this a week, it should completely dry out inside. That's the thinking. And of course what I'll do once I shove this in, and I'll get a little damp cloth and clean all this off, because you don't want that to dry on there. I'm not trying to ruin him. Just want him to not be a bobblehead anymore. Ugh. Want him to look good. That's all I want. It's the only reason I have these things. I like the look of them. I just don't like it when they have derpy heads, or, like in the Hulk's case, a head that's not even attached properly. So we are just shoving Iron Man's head full of clay, trying to fill every little crevice that we can. And this stuff is like, it's really, I mean, it's a little moist. I know some people who don't like that word, but it's a little moist. But that's good. It's pliable. Good to just shove into all those nooks and crannies. But it's a little difficult to peel off. Alright, so we're filling them up and we're getting there. I'd say we're about halfway full. And I got this stuff on Amazon. It's not too bad. It's a there goes his head. It's about 2.2 pounds of clay. And it was about, what did I pay for? About $8. That's not too bad. Especially if it fixes this, and especially if it makes it a non-bobble anymore. That would be nice. And what I'll do, once this is all full and ready to go, is I'll line them up, see how I want them to look, see how I want the head to sit on there, and get him on and make him look as perfect as possible. So we're just about done. Just trying to finish this off. Shove into all these crevices. It's a little difficult once you get to this point because you really got to press into the sides here or else it's going to defeat the purpose. And the one thing I noticed, it's going to be heavy. It'll be a real heavy head. So you're going to want to get the head lined up on there as well as you can. And you know what? If this doesn't work, you're going to be going along for the ride and this epic fail. But, you know, I was unboxing these pop vinyls, which you will see this one eventually when I upload it. And yeah, I open the Hulk and he just falls out and he breaks in half. And it's just so disappointing. So, maybe this will work, maybe not. It would still be disappointing too if it was a figure that was newer and I could just go and get a better version of. But when it's one of the older ones and they're harder to find and they're more expensive and all that fun stuff, it's just extra disappointing. So, I think that's pretty packed in there. We'll see how this goes. Okay, so doesn't look like any more wants to go in. So now what we're going to do with our dirty fingers is we're going to take Iron Man's body, sort of center his head right there, and once you get him in, I'm going to see how far we want him to go. Shove his head in there, and I think that looks pretty good. Now you're going to have some excess, but first thing I want to do is really press this in there, get it tight. And I'm going to go in with a knife, clean that up a bit, and see how that looks. Let's get this clay out of here. Boom. Alright, so there's Iron Man. I'm going to go grab a knife. Alright, I'm back with a couple knives. And I'm just going to try and clean him up just a little bit. Now, the way the head is beginning to lean makes me wonder if I don't have this on perfect, if I'm going to show up and check it out in a few days and his head's not going to be all lopsided. That's a concern. Of course, if I just poke the hole in and then pulled it out and left it with a hole in it to dry, if I could then just insert it after it's dried or dried a little bit more, because he's beginning to get that derpy head. And that's the last thing I want. So let's take it out real quick and see if we can't just adjust this. We took out the excess, so when I squish them in again, it shouldn't pop out too much that makes it go all crazy. So once again, let's just try and clean this up a little. So what I'm thinking I might do is, as opposed to leaving the head on, is I'm going to make a center hole using his peg, pull it out, and then just leave it to dry at least halfway. Or I could do it upside down, although I think I should just do the hole. I don't know, let's see. Looks good. I think I may just leave them to dry upside down. I think that's the better idea. Alright. Let's just pinch it from both sides. Get this knife in here to squish that down a little bit. Gotta squish it down. Squish it down. Smooth it out. This one's a little thinner. Can get in there a little bit better. There we are. There we are. As you can see, I don't have the proper tools for this. And that's okay. You don't always have to have the proper tools for everything. Just makes it a little easier. But this is just fine. I hope it works, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Alright, and again, as I said, when this dries, it's going to dry really hard. I could get some acrylic paint or something like that, and just try and find a, try and mix a color up that matches this, or gets pretty close. You never even really notice it. Just trying to smooth out some of those lines. Not going to be too anal about it. Just want to get it nice enough. Especially considering this is our test run. Because if it fails, then I will have wasted all that time making it look pretty. For nothing. Wonder if I should just take it out. Or if I should trust that it will dry properly. I don't know. Alright. I think we'll leave him like that. There goes the camera. We'll leave him like that. Off camera, I'll grab a little damp cloth and I'll wipe him off and leave him for about a week. Shoot another video and we'll see how it went. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of stuff. And leave some comments below. I'd love to hear from you. If you think I'm absolutely stupid for doing this, that's cool. If you think it was worth a try, awesome. Let me know. Alright, well, thanks for watching, and as always, collect what you love and love what you collect, and I'll see you next time. Bye.